It's been just over a year since I painted the van using Raptor paint, and as so many people of you viewed this video, so I'll stick the link in the description, but this video here, it received over 50,000 views and lots of comments. So it's something a lot of people have been interested in. So I thought maybe you'd like to see a follow-up as to what that looks like a year on, because that is one of the questions, you know, how does it hold up? So at the moment, we're in this fantastic place, a place called Nag's Head Nature Reserve in the Forest of Dean, and taking the dog out for a fantastic walk. Lovely part of the world. If you're ever here, go and have an explore. So what I'm going to do is, firstly, for those that don't know, I've got a Mercedes Sprinter. It's a 2017, and it's a lovely van. We like it, but it came in this really strong, striking blue colour. It was a fleet vehicle, and that was just the way that it came. And of course, I didn't like that, so I wanted to get it painted. And I looked at all these different options. And some of them very expensive, some of them not so much. And I ended up settling on the Raptor paint. Now, I'd done a couple of previous vehicles in Raptor paint, so I had a pretty good idea of what I was doing and how I was going to go about it. And the difference being the fact that this is a Sprinter. Previously, I'd done it on Transits, but other than that, it's the same deal. So you can go back to that video to see exactly how it happened and what I did to make it happen. But overall, it was very cheap in comparison to getting it spray painted or professionally done. Obviously, you have to accept that the finish isn't going to be 100% as it would with a professional job. But I think for what we did for the budget, I think we did it extremely well, and it's held up well. So when we get back to the van now shortly, after taking the dog for a walk, I'll walk you around and I'll give you a little tour. But first, here's a traffic jam we encountered, Forest of Dean style. Obviously, the sheep run free here, and yeah, we came around the corner and there they were, like with lambs and everything. So it's a really good job that we were going slow enough. You've got to be careful of that in the forest. Just making our way back to the van now, and it's been a lovely walk. We saw some deer, saw quite a few deer walking around and things, and you can just see the van there coming around the corner. So that's great. Let's get the kettle on and then we'll have a chat. Okay, back at the van, a little bit warmer now. It's a bit of a dreary day, but actually the forest looks magnificent when it's like this. There's that sort of drizzle in the air and everything's got that dampness to it, and it really does make the place look kind of special. So yeah, back at the van now. So what I was going to do is basically have a little chat about the condition of the paintwork as we've gone on. So over time, obviously, the van has been in use. So it's not like we've just parked up the van and that's it, and it's pristine and we haven't done anything with it. Actually, you know, we've been all over the place. Let me show you some of the places where we've been over the past year. Oh, kayak's falling out. Right. So this is our little map, our destination map, and on this map we've got these little pins. And we've put a pin in all the places where we've been over the past year. So as you can see, she's had some use. We've had a lot of fun in this van, and you know, so how is it held up? This is the question, isn't it? This is what everybody sort of wants to know. How is it held up? So if we take a look round, I'll just literally do a walk round now. For the most part, it's held up really well. Now, when you look at the paintwork here, it's pretty solid. We haven't, you know, sort of chipped or banged it or anything. One of the great things about this Raptor paint is that it's very hard wearing and it's very forgiving, and it will take an awful lot of damage. So we've been, you know, all over the place in this. The thing that people pointed out last time was, on the original video, was the sort of roller marks on the black. Now, actually, I can live with that. I don't mind that. It doesn't come up on the green so much, as you can see, and I don't mind that. Now, here's where we have had a slight problem. Now, the problem, I think, is actually more to do with the sealant. So when I put these flares in, up the top here, we had this, the bonding stuff, the Sikaflex and what have you, and so we used that, but that actually cracked during the summer last year. Whether that was to do with heat or whether that was to do with my application, I don't know, but that's the only issue that we've had, is this little bit of cracking up here on this particular flare here. So as the flare comes out and is connected, it's just up on this top corner. So as I said, I don't know whether that's to do with the way that I put the thing in or the paint itself, but that's the only thing. The only other thing is a slight chip on the back door, and that was because that's my own bad doing. I whacked it with a barbecue as I was bringing out the fire pit. I managed to bang it and just caught a little catch there, but there's nothing that can't be topped up. So one of the good things about the Raptor paint is that if you need to, you can just you know, put a little bit on and fix it up. But other than that, it's held up remarkably well. And when you think the whole thing was a few £100 and it's completely changed the van from what it was to what it is now, it's night and day. So guys, I hope that's answered your questions, and I hope it's given you an idea as to the sort of longevity of this. I haven't done anything to it. This is still the original paintwork from a year ago, so you can look at this yourself and make a decision as to whether or not this is something that you want to do for your van. For me, it's been great. For me, I would absolutely do it again. This is I think it's the 4th van overall that I've done with Raptor paint now. The other ones being my Transit campers that I had previously. I had a few minibus versions of the Transit and had those and did those. And it's always worked really well for me. Now, people again will say, sometimes they say the dark colours is really bad for the heat, but actually I found quite the opposite. We've been all up around the NC 500 and all around the coast and everything, and of course British weather, generally speaking, it's only hot for a week in the year, so for the rest of the time it's actually pretty good. I like it. So anyway, if you have any questions, do let me know.